What's up, guys? This is Jeremy with Colorado Home Gardener. One of the best things about having your own garden is being able to prepare your own food from it. Today we're going to make one of my personal favorites, and that is sweet potato hash. This is a dish that does not last long in my house at all. It is that good. It's easy to make, guys, and I'm going to show you today. Let's get into it. So what I want to do first is show you guys the ingredients for this simple, very easy homemade delicacy. So to start off with, you're going to start with a pound of sausage. Now, I don't care if you use breakfast sausage, Italian sausage. I like to use the Jimmy Dean pork sausage. That is what I think works best. And then you're going to want 3 sweet potatoes from the garden, 2 onions from the garden, 2 cloves of garlic, and lastly, our fresh kale from the garden. Now, I don't really have a specific amount that I use in this. I just kind of pick a bunch of it. You can use it at your discretion. If you like kale, which I do in this dish very much, I tend to use a little bit more. If you want to scale back, that's fine too. So the first thing we need to do, let's cut these bad boys up. So the first thing you're going to want to do, get these things peeled off, get them rinsed off nice and clean. What I do with the skins, I normally just throw them either in the compost bin or give them to the chickens. No waste, no muss, no fuss. And the next thing you want to do is get them ready to slice into chips. Next thing you're going to want to do, cut off the ends of those. You probably don't want that in the hash anyway, to be honest, so I would just go ahead and get rid of them. So next thing I do is I like to go ahead and cut them up into about 1/4 inch slices, little chips. We're going to get that ready for dicing. I kind of have an easier way of dicing these things. I don't really use a knife because, I'll be honest, I'm just not a good chef, so I'd rather be lazy and do it the easy way. So here is my dicer. I got this off of Amazon for maybe about 25 bucks. Totally worth it. We use it quite a bit. It's also great for getting out aggression. As you can see, it looks like I'm kind of hammering down a little harder than I thought. So it is great to go ahead and get these diced up, all 3 of those potatoes. And then after that, we move on to the next step. The next thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and cut off the ends of those onions, get them peeled out, and we're basically going to do pretty much what we did with the sweet potatoes, which is kind of cut them up into 1/4 inch pieces and put them in the dicer. And what this is going to do, guys, it's going to add a lot of flavor to those sweet potatoes. It's going to give you that oniony, but yet that sweet flavor with the sweet potatoes. Really an interesting mix of flavor. And for the kale, I do just grab a cutting board and just cut them up with the knife. I'm not looking for perfection or anything like that, but just nice bite-sized pieces. My family doesn't like thick leaves, and I kind of don't blame them, so just try to get them into as small pieces as I can. Are you getting hungry yet? Oh, I'm telling you. On medium-high heat, you're going to go ahead and add in a tablespoon of olive oil. At that point, we're going to go ahead and add in our sausage, get that mixed up nice and brown. Go ahead and wait till it's actually heated up, the skillet that is. If you try putting it in cold, it just doesn't work. I mean, any chef in America could probably tell you that, but I figured I'd tell you anyway. But we're going to mix that in. That's going to be our first to brown up, and then we move on to the next step. At this point is when you're going to go ahead and add in your sweet potatoes and onions. The grease that's actually in that sausage is going to kind of help coat those onions and those potatoes, and it's really kind of going to bring those flavors together, which is awesome. What I'm doing here is I'm just adding about a quarter cup of water, and I'm going to put a lid on this, kind of let it steam for a little bit to get it cooking. I'd say every 5 minutes or so is when you're going to want to stir it around just to make sure that everything's cooking evenly. As you can see, yeah, I dropped off a sweet potato. It won't be the last time. I did throw it away, I promise. After about 5 minutes, what you're going to do is take the lid off and mix it around a little bit. It's at this point, guys, we want to go ahead and add in our garlic. 2 fresh cloves of garlic. Get that minced in there, get it mixed around, and get it permeating through that dish. A couple more minutes after that, go ahead and leave the lid off. Go ahead and dump that kale in there and get it mixed around. Guys, it adds such an awesome color, and that's what I love about this dish the most. It really reminds me of fall. You got your nice greens, your oranges, and you got that meatiness of the sausages going through there. After that kale starts to wilt a little bit, you can add in your seasonings. Basically, all I do is just pepper, and I like bacon salt. You can use whatever salt you want, but I like the smokiness of it. I just think it's what works for me. Mix that all in and go ahead and keep it uncovered for about 5 minutes. Pretty much at this point, you're going to start to see little char marks on the bottom. That's a good sign. That's where we want to be. At this point, you can get everything mixed around, get it stirred up, turn it down low, about as low as it could possibly be. Now, here's my trick, guys. Here's what I like to do at the end. I sprinkle a little bit of cheese at the very end and put that lid back on to get that cheese melted. It just adds another dynamic of flavor to this. Voila! There we go. So that's it, guys. That's our sweet potato hash right there. That is one of our favorites here. One of the things we like to do is maybe once in a while scramble up an egg and put it on it, but it is definitely one of those things that's, I think, pretty easy to make at home. Obviously, you can use different ingredients if you want. If you don't want to use the kale, you want to use something in place of that, that's fine. If you don't want to use sausage, I would recommend it, but you can certainly change that. The nice thing about sweet potato hash, you can mix it up and kind of customize it to however you want. So, guys, thanks for joining me today. If you have any questions or if you want to see any other recipes, please give out a shout, like and subscribe. You guys have a great day. God bless.